We have a short and pretty easy section, but it's kind of trying to get us used to the formula. Let me show you. Distance equals rate times time. Now, some of the harder word problems that we're going to see involve distance equals rate times time. We're going to see it in a couple different chapters as we move forward. So they're just trying to get us to get acquainted with using the basics of it. And it means simply this. If you're going 5 miles per hour, and if I multiply that by how many hours, then I know how far I've gone. The hours cancel out of there, and I've now got 50 miles, right? So super basic here, but again, it's foreshadowing some more difficult stuff that's coming. Okay, they told us, here's my rate. So, and I have my time. So if we just plug this into distance equals rate times time, that's all there is to it. I'm going to multiply those guys. I must have gone 42 miles. Okay, so I've got distance equals rate times time. I've got a rate of 60 miles per hour. Got 5.5 hours. So I'll multiply those together and I'll have my distance. Now I'm going to do this by hand. I'm going to change this back to an improper fraction where you do 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1. So that's the same thing as 11 halves. Now you could have done this on your calculator with 5.5. That would have done the same thing. I'm just going to do this by hand, and 60 and 2, they reduce, gets me a 30. So 30 times 11, and I've got it. $330 miles. Okay, same thing here. We've got distance equals rate times time. We know the rate is 3 miles per hour. The time is 2 1/3 hours. Okay, so if we multiply these together, we get our distance. So I'm going to do what I did before. Improper fraction, 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1. 7/3 is the same thing. Okay, this time it's like 3 over 1, so the 3's can cancel. So I've got 1 times 7. So you do top times top, bottom times bottom, I get 7. So she must have gone 7 miles. Okay, so the only thing they're doing to us here is that we're going to use the formula in a different way. We've got distance equals rate times time, but I have the distance, and I have my rate. What I don't have this time is time. So I'm going to plug in, and we're going to create something that needs a little basic algebra. Got my distance, got my rate, I don't have my time. So I'm going to divide both sides by 65, and you get t is 8. Right, distance equals rate times time. So my distance is 770. I've got my rate, but I don't have time. All right, all I got to do, divide both sides by the 70, and I got it. All right, just a slight variation here. This time, I don't have the rate, but I have the time. Now, we don't like to put this the other way around, so when we do our algebra, we like it like this. We move the variable to the back. It doesn't matter if you multiply 2 times 3 or 3 times 2, so it doesn't matter if you do r times 3 or 3 times r. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to flip it around just so it looks like we're used to seeing. Now, I've got a factor puzzle there, but if I want to solve that, I just divide both sides by 3. Get 56. Now it's a word problem, so 56 miles per hour. All right, so we're going to need this a lot. I can't remember what the second half of this section is. Maybe we're going to do some basic word problems with that. But it's just, again, getting you comfortable with a very important formula, distance equals rate times time.